something.
All right, so house dance wouldn't be house dance without some form of changing direction or spinning. So one of my teachers from New York, Sibo Carr, broke it down for me really easily one day when he was talking about how he judged house dancers in a battle setting, because you can compete with house. It's not really where it came from, but you can, challenge someone with your skills to see how you bring the best out of each other. So anyways, he said that for him, house dance on a competition level has three main components: footwork, floor work, and spins. We haven't really touched the floor yet, but today we're going to address three different ways where you can turn your direction. And you can also think, how would you incorporate the idea of turning with the moves that you've done already? In some of the warm-up videos, you've seen me turn around or rotate my body. I'm going to tell you how you can officially spin around today. And we're going to learn three ways how to do it. All right, let's get to spinning. Don't get dizzy. So this lesson is going to teach us how we can turn around in a number of different ways. So before we actually get to turning, I'm going to give you a simple spotting exercise where I look where I want to finish my turn. I'm going to take 6 small steps until I can't turn my body anymore, and then I turn my head around to look at the same spot. My goal is to not move my head until I absolutely need to, and then I turn all together. My head goes with my body. I can repeat this. The number of steps is more or less arbitrary. I picked 6 because that's about the number before I can't turn my head anymore. I'm trying to keep my body in one place. I'm trying not to move out of my center. Now, from here, I'm going to try to pick up my leg as I turn. Almost feels like a farmer step. I take 6 steps, farmer. This is a different type of turn that gives me more momentum to launch my body around. If I go the other way, same idea. And I finish by looking where I started. I'm using the leg that leads my turn to lift up. So if I'm turning over my right shoulder, I pick up my right leg. Left shoulder, left leg. Now I'm reducing the number of steps and the amount of time that I pause in between. You can start to do this when you get a little bit better balance. That's essentially what I'm doing here, is I'm testing my balance by shortening the amount of time in between turns. Now if you can't do that right away, don't worry. Just think you want to work on your spot first. Now, I'm going to ground myself as I turn. Same idea. I'm going to go until I can't really go anymore, and I'm going to finish in this cross position. Okay, I'm going to use my hands to guide me, because if my hands start to move, my body will naturally follow. I start crossed, I bring my hands across, and then I come to the other side. My goal here is to keep my feet in the same alignment and not have to step with them, and they naturally pivot to get back into this cross position. I'm going to try to do this for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I land, I want to squeeze my muscles. Everything's really tight right here, and that's going to help stop my momentum from overturning. So I think the goal here is to launch yourself into a turn and then pause. You might lose your balance, it's okay. Just keep doing it until it becomes second nature. And I'm still working on my spot. I'm trying to look at the same target each time I finish. Now, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to go from a heel toe, just a basic, into a step behind, turn. So I'm practicing transitioning from some movement, just a basic heel toe, could be anything. Step behind, finish my turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, step behind, spot, and then finish. Now, here's a way to turn to get down to the floor. Gradually, of course. I'm going to try to keep my body over my legs, and then I come back up. So what I want to think here is, wherever my knees go, my body goes. See how I'm following my knees until I lower down, and I can use my hands to touch the floor just to establish contact, and I come back up. The coming back up is just to show me where I came from in the turn. Okay, try not to lean too far to the side. You don't want to feel like you fall down. But again, you can use your hands to keep your balance. You're moving slowly so that you can correct any mistakes before they happen. So now, I'm going to try the jumping motion that I practiced earlier to slowly transition to the ground. Again, the goal here is to move slowly. It might feel that as you get lower to the ground, it's harder to support your weight. Just move slowly and find where you can support your weight comfortably. Launch into it. Try to come down. You tighten your muscles at the bottom and come back up. Now you notice my right knee turns a little bit out. Depending on your hip mobility, you might be able to do this, you might not be able to. Now I'm going to try from the heel toe, jumping into a turn that gets me down to the floor, and then I can send myself back up. Eventually you'll be able to dance into and out of this. Now I'm pivoting down to the floor, coming back up. Launching down to the floor and coming back up. Sometimes you might overshoot depending on how much momentum you have. So think you can use your arms to create more momentum and make a bigger turn. So if you remember the hurdle step, this is a variation of it, where I'm picking up my knee and I'm just stepping out side to side to catch my weight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to gradually start to increase my turning range by rotating my body ever so slightly more to the side. Then I come the other way, here. This looks like the hurdle. I'm just stepping out for now. So think if you learn the hurdle, you can use it as a way to help yourself turn. Now you can see my angle is increasing every time until I get all the way around into my turn. That's the goal. Be able to start from standing still and then use that whole spotting exercise that we did from the beginning to launch yourself into a turn, but stay controlled when you finish. The timing is 1 and 2, 3 and 4 when you do these turns. You're launching up on the 1, you're landing on the and, land on the 2. Again, you can go back and forth if you want to challenge yourself, but don't do that unless you have really good balance and spotting. Now going from the heel toe, I can set my weight down this way, and then I go into a turn. That squat motion is a really good way to catch your balance and make sure that you have good balance going into your turn. You can also try this doing multiple turns. You can try what works best for you, but just make sure you start slow, work your way up to good balance.